Going on, gang? Big Rob back with another brewing video. Gonna mix it up a little bit today. Had a request, or not so much a request, but maybe a comment that people wanted to see my actual process a little more than my last few videos where I just kind of smoke cigars, drink beer, and scream at the camera. So we're gonna give that a go. Beautiful day out here. Rocking my Huckleberry matching tattoo on the sleeve, if you can check that out. Yeah, Doc Holiday, baby. Today we're brewing a Oktoberfest, but we're ailing it, not lagering it, which is totally go against the whole stick to the genre of an Oktoberfest, but we're doing it anyways. Got the recipe from my man Craig down in Maryland. We are doing 6 pounds of German Pils, 5 pounds of Munich, 8 ounces of Crystal 80L, and 8 ounces, did I say 8 pounds? It was 8 ounces of Crystal 80L, and it's 8 ounces of Cara Munich. Look at me with my, getting the terminology down and everything, man. It used to be Cara Munch, now it's Cara Munich. Appreciate the heads up there, SD, you know who you are. So it's Cara Munich 1. Hops, we're going with 1 ounce. Ooh, pronunciation, this one. Tetnang, T-E-T-N-A-N-G, 60 minute, 1 ounce of Hallertau, 30 minutes. We'll talk about the pronunciation another time, SD. Instructions, 6 gallons of strike water going into the old mash and boil. I'll show you that here in a sec. We're gonna get the strike water for the mash up to, so strike water of the mash water up to 157 degrees Fahrenheit. Celsius, guys, you're gonna have to Google that, figure it out. By the time, then we're gonna mash in. By the time we're all doughed in, she'll be down to about 150. We're gonna keep the mash there. 60-minute mash this time around. Little less than the last brew day I did last week. Then we're gonna sparge with 168, 170 degrees Fahrenheit water, bringing the, after we take the grain bill out, which I'll show you that as well, because I'm gonna show you my process today. We're going to, once the grain bill's out, and we sparge through the grain bill, we want the pre-boil water to be at 6.5 gallons. We're gonna boil for 90 minutes, and we're going to use USO 5. You could use Nottingham if you like. I like Nottingham as well. If you want to lager it, it's S23. But again, I ain't doing that. I ain't set up to lager. So now I'm gonna try to get the camera figured out. Actually, let me do some of this here. So this is the old Brewer's Ed mash and boil. It's basically a sophisticated BAAB system. There's my BAAB system, which would hook up the propane. You got the bag, so BAAB's brew in a bag. Same idea, instead of a bag, you're using a grain bill or a grain basket. Holes through the bottom so that the wort liquid can go down through while keeping the grains nice and secure in the basket. Of course, the difference between that system there is this is electric, completely controlled digitally. I just set my temperatures and it keeps it there. With a BAB system, propane, you would of course either have to insulate it during the mash, or you would have to fire the burner back up to keep your mash temperatures close to where you want them to be. With this system here, the Brewer's Edge, I can keep the mash temperature pretty steady, so that's cool. So what I do first, you guys can take a peek in there if you can see. There we go. I just drop this bad boy in here. The process. Okay, she's in there. Next step, I'm going to take this bad boy and I'm going to set it up so I can do this without dropping water ever. But I fill this up. This is 18.5 liters, which is not 6 gallons. It's just under 5. So I'll get that in there, get the water going, then I'll top it up another gallon. So hang tight, be right back. All right. She's precariously sitting on my no-chill cube. She being the camera. You guys, real straightforward. Water just goes in. Again, this is going to be just under 5 gallons, so I'll top it up, pick it up. The inside of this kettle has gallons. I think it goes up to 7 gallon mark. So this, like I said, we'll just take it under 5, but then I'm going to bring it up to 6 to get to the mash volume of 6. This is riveting. I tried to explain to the guys saying they want to see the process that I kind of cut this, letting all the water drain in because, you know, it gets a little boring, videos get a little long, all that type of stuff, but they wanted to see it, man. So here we go. So here we go. Here we come over here to the dial. I don't even know if you can see that on there. First, we'll come over here. Let me see. Can you see that? We're gonna go on. I'm gonna take it up to 1600 watt. You got 1000 watt here, which I drop it to once we are in the mash, so that the temperatures don't fluctuate too much. Come here to on. Set my temperature. I wanted hopefully you guys can see that, kind of, sort of, 150 set. Oh, sorry, you gotta go to set. 157. Set. Now it didn't take, because oh, it did, yeah. So 157 here, we're heading up to 157. And that's it. So I'm going to, again, like I said, I'm gonna top that up to get 6 gallons. Gonna let that get up to dough in temperature. Then we're gonna dough in. So we'll be back for that to show you that process. All right. We are at, probably can't see it that little far away. We're at 127. We got to get to 157 Fahrenheit. So I'll take you in. So we're getting close. I'll take you in here and I'll show you me grains and stuff. So the craft beer supply store that I go to actually grinds my grains for me, which is cool, and puts them into the exact amount I need. So 6 pounds, there it is. Pilsner base, 5 pounds Munich malt. I've got to do 8 ounces. This is 1 pound, so I'm doing 8 ounces of Terra Munich Type 1. I had the Cristal, 8 ounces of the Crystal, not Cristal, Crystal 80. So basically all I would do is I would get out my trusty Tupperware container here. Let's go with a nice round one. And there's my hops there, so 1 ounce and 1 ounce, so I don't even have to measure those. But scale I have, you put her on here first, you turn on, so it calibrates with the plastic Tupperware container on there. And I used to tell you the truth, guys, when I used to get a pound and I needed 8 ounces, I'd just take half the bag. Worked it fine. Anyway, if you want a fine tuner, that's what I do now, because you know, I'm getting a little sophisticated. Dump her in there, 8 ounces, Bob's your uncle. So we'll be back to dough in, and I'll show you that process. Yeah. Just because I don't want you to miss any of this process, guys. There's the 8 ounces of the, what is it? It's the Terra Munich Type 1. So that's it, guys. We'll be back real soon to dough in. All right. So I've already doughed in some of the grains. You're gonna get the process. I'm gonna put a pound in here. You're gonna get to see me do it. It's all the same thing. Key is you dough in, you get your grains in there, you put a few in, you stir so you don't get any dough balls, you don't get any clumpings. Okay? Take your little bag of grains. Here we go. This is only 8 ounces, so I'm gonna get her all in there and then I'll give her a good stir. Gonna put a better hole in it. Very tricky to do, holding a, I don't want to lose half of them all over the yard here. Alright, that's good for now. We'll put the other 8 ounces in here. Get her all in there nice. Sometimes what I've had to do if the grain bill's really heavy, I've had to get a bucket of water and go down here to the spigot. And not a bucket of water, sorry, just get a bucket or a pot, open the spigot up, get some of the water that's in there, dump her back on top just to make sure everything's getting nice and wet. And then you just give her a real good stir, and again, making sure you're getting no dough balls in there. You guys getting dizzy because I'm sure my arm's shaking, my head's shaking. Anyhow, that's it. I'm gonna stir that a little more, but off camera so I can really get at it. And then what I do is I come down here because we're going to 150. Now you see that was at 157 when I doughed in. When you add the grain, she drops to 152. So that's cool. We're almost there. I go back to set. I drop her to 150. Okay. I hit set 3 times, I think. 1, 3. So that should take us down to 150. I also come over here and I drop this from 1600 watt down to 1000. Because what I've noted, and I get my, well, I'll do that in a sec. What I've noticed is that with the Brewer's Edge, the heater, the element will kick in after the temperature drops to 5 to 6 degrees under your set temperature, and then it turns the element on. If you leave it on 1600, it just, poof, she blows right past where you want. 1000 brings it right up just about where you want. But I do find at the 150, and Craig probably figured this out, that's probably why he mashed it at this temperature. I find at the 150 it hangs there real nice, so that's cool. We'll be back for the sparge, and I'll walk you through that process. In the meantime, I got some beers I got to get into now. Can't have a brew day without a couple pours. Ho-ha! Chasing the flies. Had to change my shirt. Man, it's hot out here. September, almost October around these parts, and roasting in old Canada. So, the process for the sparge water is I just heat the kettle up on, just on the stove top. Takes about 25 minutes. I have my trusty thermometer. I drop her in there when we get close. I'm just turning it on now, put it on high. And that's it. So that's how I do my sparge water, heating it up. So I'm going to show you how we do the sparge once we get there, which is again about 25 minutes from now. In the meantime, Big Robb's got to quench himself. We will talk to you fine-looking lad and lasses. All right, guys, we've hit the sparge. So here's how we do this bad boy, okay? Hopefully you can hear me with my tunes are playing. I'm pretty loud, so I'll stay loud. Stay loud. Cover comes off, bad boy. That over here on the barbecue. If you guys want to see the grains, want to see the whole grain bill here as we're going. Isn't that look? Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love the smell. Beauty. So what we do here, it's just like the brew in a bag now, okay? It's a little hot. I should have brought my gloves, but we'll make do. Oh, that bad boy, she's quite heavy. Any heavier grain bill than this, any bigger system, you would have to have like a pulley or something. So what that has, guys and gals, has little, I don't know, prongy things that sit and they support and they rest there. And the grain bill, of course, just drains down into the kettle. So I let that drain. A couple other guys that use the, let me turn it down a little bit. A couple of the other guys that use the Brewer's Edge have told me don't let the grain bed go dry before you start sparging. So here's my sparge water that you saw me heating up on the stove. I got myself a little trusty pot. This is all I do, guys. I just scoop, drain, put it all over the place so you're not getting a tunnel going down through the grains. You want to get the whole grain bed, bill I should say. And we want to go up to 6 gallons. No, I think it was 6.5. I got to check my recipe, but I think it's 6.5 pre-boil. So that's it, guys. I'm just gonna let this drain for a bit. I can still hear it draining nicely. Keep adding some water so it doesn't go dry. Have a sip or two, of course. And oh, and the other thing I do is I set my my temperature to start heading up to boil temperature. So we want to get up to, on this I take it up to actually 218 degrees Fahrenheit in order to get to 212. Seems to maintain it there well. Got some hornets flying around. One with the hornets, Rob. One with the hornets. 218 right there. Hit set, 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 set. Off we go. The other thing I do is I switch the from 1000 watt to 1600 on the heater, so it'll get it up to boil fast. And then again, once we, actually I leave it at 1600 once we're boiling, just keep it rigorously going. So that's it, guys. We'll be back for the boil and first hop edition at the same time. Yeah, oh yeah. Getting awful close to boil time, guys. Can you get a look at that? A nice, nice start. We're almost there. We are sitting at 206. So of course boils 212 Fahrenheit. Gotta be careful. I do find if I'm not watching this very intently that when I start to get up to that I can get a boil over. So we'll be back real soon. First hop edition. All right. we got a little boil on the go. You can see it there. We haven't got a hot break yet. We are just at 212. This will go up to about 215. I never find these Brewer's Edge are crazy out of control boil, just a nice slow rolling boil. So I'm doing first hop addition. I'm not using a hop spider or a hop sack this time. I just cold crashed my last one with I warflocked, which I'll do to this one, and then I cold crashed. I couldn't believe how clear it got. So I'm optimistic I won't have to use the old hop spider moving forward if I continue to cold crash it like I did. Sometimes I can't cold crash because I don't got room in my fridge. Anyhow, we're at 214 there now. 1 ounce of Tettnanger. Somebody correct me on the pronunciation. Tettnanger. 1 ounce. 4.2% AAs. She's going to be a really low ABV beer. I think the other one's only 6%. Let's make sure we get them all in there so we get every bit of IBUs we can get. So that's cool. She's a 90-minute boil, so we'll be back with one more hop addition. Then I got to do the Warflock, and then we're on to the chilling, baby. It's a hot day. Stay hydrated out there, people. Oh, we're at the second and the last hop addition. I actually, there's your boil, guys. Still going nicely. I actually screwed out. It's a 90-minute boil. The first hop addition was supposed to be at the 60-minute mark. I usually do a 60-minute boil. I did the first hop addition at the 90-minute mark. So it's probably not going to make any difference as far as what I've done is I've waited an extra 10 minutes. So this hop addition is going at the 20-minute mark, and I hope to compensate a bit. Probably won't. It'll taste good. It's just beer. You gotta let it roll, man. Just let it roll. There we go. I'm not even using the spider or a hop sack this time around. Just dropping them in there. Get out of there, you little bastard. And then next time you see me, it's going to be at the 10-minute mark, which isn't exactly good in there. In about 10 minutes. And we're going to be warflocking it, which is the old tablet form of the Irish moss to help clarify it. And we'll be back for chilling after that. We getting there. That right there is the magic Warflock pill. We're at 10 minutes left in the boil, you old crazy son of a guns. We're gonna Warflock the crap out of this thing. There she is. She's looking purty in there. We just go. See, this is the process. Warflock in. 10 minutes left in the boil. Plunk. There she goes. Got a nice little hiss bubble, foaming, all that jazz. That he's supposed to, and it works very well, to grab all the stuff, help it sink to the bottom, and clear the wort up nice. And it does that combined with cold crash, and it's awesome. So we have 10 minutes left in the boil, and then we'll be going into my chilling method, which is the Aussie no chill method. Stay tuned. It's crazy. The brew day, she gone. This is called the no chill method. Now, what some people do is they put the wort chiller in here and they, run cold water through it, or they get a plate chiller or what have you. The Aussies invented this method, and it had to do with not enough water shortage or what have you, because a lot of wasted water goes into chilling wort using the typical wort chiller. This is no chill. This is what do they call the? Anyway, it's a food grade HDP, I believe it is, container. This one's called an aquatainer. You can see it right there, aquatainer. A lot of people have concerns whether or not the DME is going to give off flavors and such. I've never experienced it. There's somebody. Yeah, getting it on with that old pipe on that bike. I've never experienced any off flavors. You look online, the reports, nobody has. The no chill method, they win many awards and such. Apparently DME is boiled off quite vigorously in the boil, especially if you're doing a 90-minute boil. Apparently something like 90% is boiled off. That's why you leave the cover off the kettle when you're boiling. The remaining 10%, Hasn't seemed to affect it. So there you have it, guys. What I'll do now, I will not be videotaping this because this gets a little crazy. It'd be kind of funny if I did. But what happens after I get all the hot water in there, this container was sitting with sanitizer in it, Star San. When I get all the hot boiling liquid in there, because it is still boiling, I get my old trusty mitt on, I seal it with the cover, shake it all up, and then I pop the bottom cover off and I squeeze all the air out of it, and then I seal it. Tomorrow morning, you will see that. Tomorrow morning, so I let this ride all night long, just sitting at room temperature. By morning, she's totally chilled, and tomorrow morning I put it in the fermenter, pitch the yeast. So that's it. See you guys tomorrow. Big Rob is. Oh yeah. No chill. Chilled all night long. We're now getting her into the fermenter. Got to pitch the 05. I always like to take this and give it a little dip in the sanitizer. Make sure your knife, your scissors are also dipped in there. I'm going to get it in there real quick because it aerates pretty good while this is going on. That was it, guys. Good brew day. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. And this will go away for probably 10 days. And then we'll cold crash her. And then we'll drain it pretty quick. And then we'll back for the old taste tester Rooney. MakeBrewereasy.com. Check me out. I'm always around. Later. Big Rob's out.